This is a myth, and welcome to another video war recap without remorse versus Group RCA. Unfortunately, our war streak came to an end and we suffered defeat. It was still a close war. Good job to them. They had some excellent Town Hall 10 action, which is where they won the war. And we were slacking in the Town Hall 10 department, that's what it came down to. And let's jump into the war recaps here, starting off with Thunder hitting their number 7, jumping up quite a bit here. This attack is super awesome. He is using level 2 Valkyries for this raid. He's got good mid-level heroes, but this base is pretty much maxed defense, aside from one level 2 X-Bow and mid-level heroes and obviously walls. But the defenses, which kind of are what matter more than anything else, are all maxed. So you made a kill squad, send it in. The Valks break in, do their own thing. The Lava Hound came out of the Cloud Castle, so Valks are going to ignore that. Uses a rage in the core and a heal to keep those Valks up. Pretty much everything of value was in the core. Both X-Bows, I think both heroes, all the Teslas. So get Valks into the core, rage them, heal them, and the rest of the base pretty much just doesn't matter. All of the value is in the core. Now he's mostly just in the cleanup. Sadly, that queen is chasing around the Lava Hound, and eventually she will get it to pop, and the pups will do some detrimental work to the rest of his Valks, which are slowly dying off. But as I mentioned, they're only level 2 Valks, guys. Level 4 Valks on this base with the same attack style, it would not even have been close. He pretty much crushed it that hard. It was really good props to Thunder, new to the clan, and showing up with level 2 Valks on a base that's higher than his. Good job. Next up, we have Biscuit hitting number 8 in quite an interesting style base. All those air defenses are really exposed. Thunder tried to hit this base on an earlier attack, and he came super close with those exposed air defenses. He went after them with La Lune, and he came close, but the pathing ultimately ended up not working out. When the Lava Hounds would path from air defense to air defense, the Loons wanted to travel to the core, and they got roasted by Teslas. But he made it really close. The ground expos, the exposed air defenses, kind of made it a really good candidate for an air attack, but the one air attack that somebody tried on it didn't end up working out. So Biscuit hits this with a Govaho and sends in all the Valks, created a nice funnel, got a jump spell there to a couple different compartments, which I liked. But again, all of the value is pretty much in the core. The Teslas, the Expos, the Queen, the King. Get a heal, get those Valks into the core, get a heal on him. He decides just to do a 1 heal, easier spell usage. And that's totally okay, since he's got level 4 Valks. He can get away with just a heal. And then while stuff is still tanking, that Expos, some other point defenses are distracted, send the Hogs in. Now this base was kind of bad. It had, I think, all of the giant bombs on the outside of the base, which obviously, not the best base design in the world, but you got to work with what you're dealt. So he takes advantage of that, gets into the core, takes out all that stuff, and then he hogs the outer ring, which he knows is safe, and the Hogs just travel in a nice clockwise fashion around the base, picking up defense, standing in heal spells. So again, not the best base, but he hits it, does what he needs to do. Good job, man. Next up, we have number 12 being hit with a straight, we're just going to call this a straight hoe attack. This is nothing but Hogs. Sends in a single hog to get that CC lure. This video recap, I'm going to get to demonstrate 2 CC kills So this is the first one. This is, I would probably say, the more common one. You know, lure out the CC, archer, something to the corner, and then we do the poison dance. So drop some archers, wizards, and you drop the poisons, and eventually, you know, the dragon moves from side to side and slowly dies. This is the more ineffective method, in my opinion. It works, don't get me wrong, but this is kind of one of the two methods for luring and killing a CC right now with the poison spell. We'll show the second one later, the more traditional. And after that is all done, he just sends in the hogs, man. Little kind of V style, not so much an Asian wall style, but, you know, nice and spread in case he does hit bombs. I think this was a fresh hit, but I won't swear to it. It probably wasn't. And he just, you know, heal spells each quadrant. Pretty much, you know, covers the whole base in heal spells, and the hogs progress through it. Now, the only thing I'll mention to both Kit and to people who try this attack, he kind of got lucky in a way with this, not so much because of the bomb placement, but because of the queen. As you noticed, he totally ignored the queen. But the queen is only level 4, so while it did have kind of, you know, free roam on the hogs and probably took out, you know, probably a good 5 plus maybe. I wasn't really counting. It's only a level 4 queen. So at the end of the day, it's not going to do that much damage when you're bringing 30 plus hogs. Eventually, you know, as you start to get higher level defenses and things like that, higher level queen, you have to have a plan to take out the queen, and you cannot ignore it. I guarantee you, if you hog a base with a level, I'd say even 10, but 20 plus queen, this won't work. It's a good job to him, though. Made the attack style, fit the base, which is what counts. 3-star at the end of the day. But just know as you kind of get higher up there in levels, stuff like that starts to not work anymore. Next up, we have Finn hitting number 14. And this is the more traditional style of the CC kill. So use one barbarian to lure out the CC troops, really effective there. We were debating a giant, because, you know, it lives longer, but he ended up not having the troop space for it. So he decided just with a couple barbarians, and whatever he didn't use, he would use to kill the CC. So kind of 2 birds with 1 stone thing, really effective troop space use. And he just drops barbarians under the dragon to keep it spinning around, and wizards on the outside to nuke it down. And you guys can go through the timestamps, and that is actually more effective. I don't know if it's more effective. It's faster. And I think it uses less troops, which then can be used as part of your kill squad too, which is really, really helpful. So I like that method a lot better. Saves on spells, unless you're going to use them for, I don't know, skeletons or something else later on. But I'm a fan of that. Then he does this quad quake. What do we got? A Govad low here. Made a good funnel there. Sent in Valks, went to the core. Got a nice heal spell while they're tanking lots of stuff. All the Teslas are in the core. All the ADs that he needs to get down are in the core. Triggers a lot of bombs. Holy cow, it's a really valuable core. And then once those air defenses go down, he sends in 3 loons per defense. I guess 3 is the magical number at 8. At 9, it's 2 per. But 3 seems to be the more magical number, I guess, at 8, because you have a little bit weaker balloons. So great pathing, taking out all the archer towers, wizard towers first, and then they move on over to the cannons and mortars and stuff like that, and got lots and lots of wizards for cleanup. The only 2 things I'll mention on this attack, probably could have brought a few less wizards, maybe a few more Valks, and then on the CC kill, another sort of method that I like to do is to pull out the CC, lure it to a corner like that builder hut, and then drop the golem as far away from where you want it as possible. And then as it passes into the defense, you put some wizards behind it, and they will shoot the dragon as it follows the golem. So that's another method as well, but what Finn did works great too. Next up, we have Puck hitting number 16. I guess I did another Govad low again. My bad. I try to vary up the attacks a little bit, show some different styles, but got a good go low. This one was kind of interesting because most of the time you want to try to quad quake into the core and have all 3 air defenses accessible. But in this one, he quakes from the outside to the core, but only really 2 air defenses are accessible. The last one is behind a wall. So this is not the most ideal go low, but Puck makes it work out in an interesting way with his loons, I guess. Takes out the CC there with all those wizards. Really good. He got that many go to the core. King circled on him, which is kind of sad. Might have helped with getting that last air defense down. But what he does here is he noticed one side with all the air defenses went down. And that one air defense over on the left doesn't look like it's going to go down soon. So he starts his attack on the right to, get stuff moving. And he overpowers one side with all of the loons. Normally, this isn't what you want. But because he did not get that last air defense, this works out really, really well. A group of 8 balloons all go for one air defense, and they just overwhelm it. So even though ideally in a go low, you want to get all 3 air defenses, and then, about 2 to 3 loons to each defense. That's kind of the, ideal way. But because either he knew he wasn't going to get that air defense, or, pathing just didn't happen, he overpowers one side and, makes it work out. If he had done the, 2 loons here, 2 loons there, they would have just trickled into the air defense, 1, 2, 3 at a time, and the air defense would have had time to slowly shoot it down. And it probably wouldn't have worked out. But because he overpowered it, and they all went to the air defense at the same time, he got it. So good job to Puck there. Way to go. Last up for the offensive replays, we have... I don't know why I wrote that one down, but we're not showing that. So I guess that was it for the offensive replays. Now we have the most heroic defenses of the war. This time we'll be showing one from each side because we had one that was on our side that was really, really bad, I'm not going to lie. And I just wanted to, share the love a little bit. So first up, we'll do the enemy one of number 15 hitting our number 22. This is a giant, some sort of nonsense. I don't know what this was. He sends in a bunch of giants. Luckily, they were at least level 5 for Town Hall 8. If they were level 4, this probably would have been even more awkward. But he sends in a crap load of giants. With no healers means it has even less chance of working. That Town Hall 5, Town Hall 6, maybe some Town Hall 7 action. You get that giant healer thing going on. Sometimes it works because there's less air defenses. But this one, he just sends in a boatload of giants and tries to heal them. And, there's the one random dragon. Air defense takes it out. And the dragon in the CC just roasts all of his giants. That's pretty much the end of the raid. I do not recommend this. This is really bad. Especially at, the kind of early levels. Try to stick to one thing. All ground, all air. When you start to mix it up, with air and ground troops, at least know what you're doing. Next up from our side, which was probably on the same level of awkward, is Doofy's attack here on number 12. So this was a cleanup attack that we needed to have happen, and we sent one of our Town Hall 9s down because unfortunately a lot of Town Hall 8s went to scout up for the 9s, and we ended up miscalculating. He lures out the CC, kills it, and then he sends in a bunch of hogs. And you'll see what happens. If you're a Town Hall 9 and you need to take out a Town Hall 8 for whatever reasons, sometimes it just happens. On my other account, I'm right at the beginning Town Hall 9 level, so sometimes, I still have to take out the top Town Hall 8. The safest, most reliable way for a Town Hall 9 to take out a Town Hall 8 is double zap Quake, take out 2 air defenses. Then use a Hound to tank the third one, and drags. Boom, all the hogs right into a double bomb. That's the end of the raid. Now he sends his heroes in and some wizards and some more CC hogs, but that was essentially the end of the raid right there. So even though you're a Town Hall 9, your hogs are still susceptible to a double giant bomb. Don't do it. This is why you also watch replays. Even if they're bully attacks, you still have to do some sort of planning. But like I said, if you're a Town Hall 9 taking on a Town Hall 8, double zap Quake on the air defenses, 1 Hound for the third air defense, and dragons. You pretty much can't fail. I've never failed. And our last replay that I wanted to show just super quick here because it was super interesting and I had never seen it before personally, is how they started off this attack on our number 6, Luke the Great, was with 4 lightning spells. Super patient right here, waiting for the queen and the air defense to line up, and all the lightning spells. Boom, 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 boom. He takes out 1 air defense and the queen. I thought that was definitely unique and very interesting, and he eventually ends up taking out the rest of the base there. I hope you guys enjoyed this war recap video and got a bunch out of it. Stay tuned for next time.